Good timing, Maureen, thank you. And I think the first order of business is the approval of the agenda. Do I have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, I will accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Merrill and Jesse. Second, and we'll signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And then we jump into public comment. If there is any comment beyond the agenda items, please feel free to speak. And if not, we'll move to Dina Weatherly, the coordinator for cultural affairs and special events. Dina?
Hi. Yes, thanks for having me. I'm Cultural Affairs and Special Events Coordinator for the Department of Culture and Tourism. So I'm here to bring before you some programming, mostly for children's speech and one for Tom Nevers Field. I believe most of the applicants are also here on this call. Diana Blau could not be present today, so I can give a brief description of her event when that comes up. So first we have the application for use at Children's Beach for yoga classes with Bettina Brower. This would be from June 25th through September 1st. And it would be Monday through Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And Bettina, I will let you speak a bit about your classes.
Well, I couldn't remember whether we started down there in 2000 or 2001. So it occurred to me to Google when Christy Turrington was on the cover of Time magazine, which was April 2001. And that's what I showed to the Department of Parks and Rec at the time to get them, help them be convinced that yoga was not some strange cult thing. And so we started in 2001. So this, with your kind permission, would be our 25th season down there. And I have a lot of regulars who have come for years. We're blessed with such a beautiful setting, watching the harbor awaken. They, not I, I'm facing them. And good weather. I think I canceled once last summer. Unless it's a nor'easter, it doesn't cause me to cancel class because that's the only angle from which the bandstand gets soaked. And I'm also your janitor. I clean that every morning.
Well, that's a hard deal to pass up. Are there any questions or comments from the commissioners? David or Charlie, anything that we should know about the request beyond the ordinary?
No,
No.
Tina runs a flawless program down there.
Thank you, Charlie.
Okay.
I have no comments either.
I will accept a motion to approve.
I
Thank you,
approve.
Merrill, and second, Jesse, thank you. I think I see. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 None opposed. So unanimous, Bettina. And thank you for your good work, and we'll wish you good weather.
Thank you so much. And a free class for any commissioner. Come on down.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll exit now.
Thank you, Bettina.
Have a good evening. Bye,
You-
Dina.
Bye. Okay, next we'll move on to the application for use of Children's Beach from Diana Blau. She'll be doing a book reading of her upcoming book, Losing Lammy. Last year, she also did a similar book reading in July. This request is for Wednesday, July 2nd at 10 a.m. And there will be a maximum of 20 kids and their accompanying adults.
And do we have any conflicts with that, David, or anyone else? Nope. Great. Any questions or comments from any of the commissioners?
I was just gonna ask what her turnout was last year. The attendance, or if you had it.
I don't have it, but it was also maximum of 20.
Okay. Great. May I have a motion to approve?
You can approve it, Jesse.
So moved.
I mean, you don't have to approve it,
Which-
sorry.
No,
Reverse roll.
sounds good.
Jesse is
I
the
second.
motion and Merrill seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And none opposed. So that passes, Dina, and on to your third.
Thank you. Next, we have application for use of Children's Beach from the NHA for a community day on August 6th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And this request was submitted for 500 participants. And I will pass it over to Jocelyn and Niles.
Hello. Yes, this will be our second community day following our very first one last year, which was also the first week of August. It was paired with our special exhibition of 2024, which was Tony Sarg. Many of you may remember Morton the Sea Monster all around social media and town. So that was the highlight of last year. After such a wonderful, successful program, we decided to make it an annual tradition. So this year, our special exhibition is called Behind the Seams, and it is exploring the history of textile production and clothing on Nantucket. So we will be doing a community day that celebrates those topics through our programming. And it will involve 5 activity stations that are kid-friendly, some crafts and activities that bring to life fiber art. There will be a communal loom, and this year we don't have a sea monster that is tied to the exhibition, but we will have a community quilt, which is a really fun project we have just launched, where we're inviting local artists and organizations, businesses to contribute a square to a conceptual quilt. So it's not actually fabric that's going to be stitched together, but these 8 by 8 inch canvas pieces that we will arrange in a quilt-like manner on some temporary art walls that we will have installed or set up on the lawn. And Community Day will be the first public viewing of this community quilt. So we will have that, and then a few professional weavers from the community have so kindly offered their talents and wanted to do some demonstrations down at Children's Beach as well.
Do you have a rain date selected?
We do. So the following day, so we're aiming for Wednesday, August 6th. Our rain day is Thursday, August 7th.
And are those both dates are clear, David, I take it?
Yeah, as far as I know, and Dina can probably update if necessary.
Okay. Dina?
Yes, I do the calendar for the beach now. It's switched from me to David. I meant from David to me.
Oh,
And
okay.
that has been cleared. Yes.
Okay, great. Questions from commissioners?
No, sounds lovely.
Yeah, does. Sounds great. Motion to approve?
I approve.
Thank you. And Jesse seconds, and those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that is unanimous. So you are all set, NHA. Did you want to add? Oops, did you want to add something, Niles?
No, thank you very much for your support on this. The event last year was a ton of fun, and I think that took a bit of a leap of faith to pull that one off, and so we were grateful for the support last year. And now having that under our belt, Jocelyn does a fantastic job orchestrating all of this. So we feel very confident this will go smoothly and will be another fun community event. So we appreciate the support.
Of course. And we appreciate all of these opportunities being made to the public. I think the worry last year was that the sea monster might blow away in the wind.
Yeah.
But that did not
We
happen.
were all a little worried about that for a while, I think.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck with it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next we have application for use of Children's Beach by Egan Maritime for their Maritime Music Celebration. And this would be a concert-like event on August 28th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And Carlisle, pass it over to you.
Yes, hi everyone. We're actually doing it in partnership with the Historical Association, so it was nice that they were here as well. So building upon the success of our sea shanty series, this year we decided to sort of revamp it and make it more of a celebration of maritime music and poetry. So we're going to have short stories being read, different maritime music, whether it be a sea shanty, a fiddler, maybe even some Irish. There's an Irish group that does Irish type sea shanties. So it'll be an evening concert from 5:30 to 7 on the lawn, picnic blankets, very, very easy. Nothing too crazy, no food or anything. Last year we had about 120 people show up. So we'd expect about that same number.
That should be a fun evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comments or questions from commissioners?
No.
Okay. A motion to approve?
I
Got it?
approve. Yeah,
Yep,
great.
don't be bashful. There are only two
Aye.
of you. And those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 And Jesse. So that is passed unanimously, and we'll look forward to singing along.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you
night,
all.
everyone.
You too.
Thanks,
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Carlisle.
Bye.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Okay, and then next we have application for use of Tom Nevers Field by the Mariah Mitchell Association for their Stargazer Gala. And the gala will take place, or is hoping to take place, on July 24th from 6 to 10 p.m. with a potential setup date, if approved, for the 22nd through the 25th for breakdown. And I have Amy Young here who can provide more details. And this was applied for 400 guests.
Are we
Hi,
okay?
everyone.
Are we okay with those numbers at that site?
It would have to go to secondary approval to the select board, but we've been in discussion as well with Charlie.
Okay, because I'm thinking about parking, but perhaps I should let the representative speak to this.
Hi, Michael. Thank you so
Hi.
much. Amy Young from the Mariah Mitchell Association. This is our first endeavor in hosting the Stargazer Gala in a public space. In the last handful of years, we've always been on, invited to a private home, private property. So it's made, the planning of the event a little bit easier. But this year we thought that we would go for Tom Nevers Field because we felt like it was maybe an underutilized spot, and it's a very accessible spot for our guests. Easy parking. We can regulate that parking a little bit better with valet. And we just thought that it would be a great way to, reinvigorate that area as well. So we have 400 attendees. Last year we had 350. So we were just we were hoping to grow the event this year. We're not sure, where we'll end up, but we just wanted to, put the maximum number in our request. And there will be tenting required. So that is the reasoning for that couple of day advance setup request as well. As you all know, that the Stargazer Gala is our signature fundraising event. It's our largest fundraising event of the year. It is benefiting our summer internship program, which is a really, vital program to our success here with all of the programs that we run and the camps that we run, bringing those 35 interns to Nantucket and to the facilities every summer is our critical support to be able to, offer all of the programming that we offer. So, any questions?
I guess a question that I would have is food and beverage.
Sure. So Island Kitchen will be the caterer. They've done our catering for the last few years. They'll take care of all of the beverage service as well. And we would like to serve alcohol.
So I guess, Dina, that's back to approval from the
Yes,
select board.
alcohol also goes through me, but since they are a nonprofit organization through the laws surrounding one-day pouring permits, they are allowed to serve alcohol if they purchase it from a authorized distribution source, and if they provide proof of insurance up to $1 million per occurrence. And they have provided those things to me as well.
Okay.
I would just ask Charlie, are the fields available for the resources of power and water and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so this is going to be set up down on the asphalt. We're working a lot on the location of this. It'll be down in the lower part of Tom Nevers, where the old parking lot that's down there will be where the tent and food trucks, everything is set up, and then parking will be adjacent in the field, right next to it, as where like the Island Fair normally would set up.
So Charlie, you and I had talked about that, but in our application, we actually revised this setup. And our request is that the parking would be on the asphalt area and that the tent would actually be kind of up to the right, where you have, the two fields here and then that kind of open space to the right of the outfield of, I think the main baseball diamond. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear, that we did revise that based on after you and I had spoke.
That's a little bit of a tough location, just with grade, and that's also the old demo derby pit. So, plenty. They used to do a pretty good job cleaning that up, but it's mainly sand, and there's, I can't guarantee what's in the ground there.
Yeah.
As far as old car parts and pieces, you know what I mean? It's it's a reason that area is not reused by many people for much.
Okay. We did take a drive out there with TJ from Nantucket Party Rentals, because he's the one that does the tenting for us. And that area just seemed like the most level, even though it is at a slight pitch. But once you get to like the very top, pretty much, close to the split rail fence, that it was the most like even of the areas. And that's why he suggested that that would be the best area for the tenting.
All right. Yeah. I mean, the whole area is, it is usable. Just that sandy area before it is, if people are walking through it, it was the old demo derby pit. So that would be my only concern and caution.
So you're speaking of the area that basically from the parking to the tenting area, like that area that people would have to cross through there.
Yeah. Maureen, can you put the graphic again?
Are you seeing that?
Yep. So
Like
the area kind of right where, see where the 32 by 70 structure
Yeah.
is?
Yep,
the light colored area underneath that,
yep,
that was the main area of the demo derby pit.
okay,
So up further up north, like literally right underneath where the 32 by 70
okay.
area is.
Something that you and I had spoken about before, and we didn't submit it on this application because we thought that we weren't aware of the things that you're speaking of right now. And we thought that the parking, would be really best suited on the asphalt parking lot. I know that you and I have spoken before about that area that you said is the Nantucket Housing Authority. If we had permission to park there and then people didn't have to traverse, this sandy area and they were coming, off screen on the right side, would that be like a better scenario in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, park, they could park where they, down in the lot. If you want to walk up the side, I'm just, as long as they stay out of that sand, I'm just, where that 32 by 70 tent is the old demo pit.
Okay.
Um,
That's good to
I
know.
don't know if Nantucket, I don't know if that's supposed to be an additional tent, if the tent's gonna have a floor in it. It's a very sandy area, a lot of people
Okay.
tend to wear open-toed shoes, that sort of stuff. That was where the demolition derby happened.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
that's
that
why
is
when
great
we
to know.
originally talked, I think we had talked about the lower part of the park.
Yes.
To kind of stay away from that and obviously off the fields.
Yeah. Okay, that's something to consider, and I'll take that back to my team. Thank you so much.
So I have a question, probably for Charlie or maybe for Dina. Should we be in touch with the Tom Nevers Association just to put them in the loop on this, or has Mariah Mitchell maybe already done that?
So I reached out to Randy Ringer, who's my contact for the Tom Nevers HOA.
Yeah.
He and I talked about it. I believe I gave his information. So they're aware.
Okay,
you
all
know.
right. I just think that the neighborhood should know, because that will certainly increase the traffic for that particular time. Not that it's,
Yeah, his response was that they wouldn't, as long as things were done by, noise ordinance and this and that, and it wasn't a crazy, raging party going on until all hours of the night, it shouldn't have too much of an issue with them.
okay, great.
And it's also.
Other questions from commissioners?
Is a public hearing required?
That's Maureen. Is there a public hearing required, Dina?
Yes, and it is scheduled to be on the May licensing meeting for the select board.
Okay. So do we have a motion to pass pending further approval, necessary approvals?
Sounds good.
Yes.
It sounds, I would entertain such a motion.
Yes.
Thank you, Merrill. Jesse will second
Yes.
that.
Aye.
All those approving, say aye.
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 So that would be just pending, Dina, the other necessary approvals
Got it. Thank you.
for such an event. And that will allow you to move forward to the next step.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. So just to be clear with what you just said, we obviously have to go, we have the licensing meeting on May 14th and the public hearing there, and then we would have to come back to Parks and Rec for like the final.
No, I think the motion allows you not to have to come back to us.
Okay.
We have approved pending the approval of those other necessary.
Okay, great. Understood. Thank you so much.
That'll save you coming back here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Great to see you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks,
Good luck with
Amy.
it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, I wanted to share the programming schedule for the beach that Culture and Tourism has created. So we're introducing, or I should say I am intending to introduce themed days for each day of the week. But some of those will feature returning acts. So Nan Puppet, Liza's Puppet Show will return for Saturdays this year. And all of the programming is set to run from the Monday after 4th of July until mid-September, so September 13th. Liza's show will be on Saturday at 11 a.m. And then we're introducing 2 new acts, I guess I can call them. We have Magic Mark, who also does a variety of other things, such as playing instrument, balloon, etc. And that will be Mondays with Magic Mark at 10 a.m. And then we have Capoeira with Verdum, and that will be on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. And that's what I got.
Any questions? I don't think this needs our approval.
Okay.
Just
David?
add something. Dina is taking over this programming from me, and I just wanted to wish her the best of luck on this for this year. I've been doing it since 2013, and obviously we had to eliminate stuff during COVID, and so we now are bringing everything back, and I'm going to help her out in the beginning. So you know, we should have a very good season down there.
It's great. It's wonderful for me to see Meryl and Dina, former NHS students, and involved in our town operations and town government. So that's terrific.
Thank you. And Chantal just joined. I don't know if you had your hand up purposefully or not.
She was on and then disappeared, so I don't know
I'm
if she's.
here.
Oh, okay. I just don't see you. You must be in the on
In the
the
abyss.
phone.
No, I'm here. My hand was not intentionally up.
Oh, okay.
Apologies.
Okay. Did you have anything to add to any of this in any case, Chantal?
In regards to the Children's Beach programming, just that we're really excited to ramp up and bring back a lot of the events that folks really missed and introduce some fun new ones. Dina's been working tirelessly to get a good schedule together. So we're really excited, and we're thrilled to come back and report to you all at the end of the season how it all went.
That's terrific. And I just note for the public that Nikki has joined us. Hello, Nikki. Nice to have you here.
Hi, I apologize profusely for my tardiness. I'm so sorry,
It's okay.
but I'm here now.
That's okay. This is the first meeting that we've had in quite some time. We've just been scrambling, trying to get a quorum. Dina, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anything else that you wanted to share?
The only other thing is that the concert series will return as well for the Sunday concerts. And we have, I believe, I don't have the names of everyone off the top of my head, but we have, I believe, 8 or 9 weeks booked also from July through early September with 1 rain date. And people also, local bands have been inquiring to me. So there's an opportunity for extending that if the community, if it's well received by the community and if interest continues to persist.
Now, would that include the community jazz band, or do they not need to come through us being separate in the music center?
I think that's Nigel Goss.
Yeah, but they don't use town site at all?
Can I add to that? We've had scheduling issues with them over the last 2 years because of trying to get everybody all together, and so hopefully maybe they might be able to come back. So
okay,
Sure.
But they could, if they wanted, join Dina through what you just spoke of, right? If they
The
were-
Sunday concerts, I believe
Yeah.
I've been in contact with Nigel. So I'll just get confirmation as to which group he is
Okay.
with. Yes.
Great.
All right, thank
Um,
you.
Thank you very much, Dina. And Charlie, I guess we will turn it over to you for your report at this point.
All righty. I'm very happy to report that as of this afternoon, the Jetties tennis courts are finished. They were out there today doing the last bit of installation of lines. They're not open, they're finished. We're now going to be in a curing phase. So the weather's still a little chilly. The surface is still needs to cure for a few weeks before we can officially open. But we'll do a big press release for opening day. We're also doing some other little improvements around the courts, but I encourage everyone to take a drive by, take a look. I think they look fantastic.
How do you keep the gulls from dropping shells during this curing stage?
Yeah, it's I mean it's cured enough that like the workers have been walking on it, that sort of stuff, but they want to let it set up before people start aggressively, sliding and running and stopping and that sort of stuff. I'm hoping that we went with a gray and blue color scheme. I'm hoping they think it's bodies of water and stick to dropping their shells onto the asphalt. But I encourage everyone to take a drive by. They really look fantastic. A big improvement from what we had, and I look forward to opening them up for the season. We lined 5 tennis courts and 2 individual standing pickleball courts. That will have movable nets for those, and we'll have 2 additional nets should 3 or 4 people want to come. The 5th tennis court has been cross-lined with 2 additional pickleball courts. So it looks like we're going to go through the same booking software, still free to play for this upcoming season, and lessons for pickleball and tennis can be booked through Tina at the Tennis Loft, or if anybody has another instructor they'd like to use, we just ask that instructor contacts me first so we can get insurance information for everybody. But excited to have the courts open for this coming season.
Wonderful, and good time. Yeah.
So I think next is Children's Playground. I'm happy to report that as of last Friday, we finally got all the repairs finished to Children's Beach. That was a very lengthy process. We placed the order for the parts we needed in September. They didn't arrive to us until January, and the install team wasn't able to get out here until last week. It's one of these things that when I talked to the installation crew, I said, why do these things take so long? He says, basically, some of the parts are on a shelf for these decks, others have to be formed, and then what they do is they do different runs of the plastic color coating. And so if you need brown and they just finish a run of brown and they're doing other colors, you would have to wait until they cycle back around to that. And I said, all right, good to know. Next time I'll just say, send me whatever color you're making. We'll keep it colorful down to be at Children's Beach. It doesn't really need to be a particular color, I think, for here on out. So lesson learned. We'll try to keep any future repairs for future playgrounds a little speedier now that we know that. So everything down at Children's Beach is looking pretty good. Lawn looks great after the work last fall. So excited to get that open and kick off all of Dina's events down there. It should be a great season.
Great.
Next one, I guess Tom Nevers. We are scheduled for Monday the 28th for the installation of the new playground facility out at Tom Nevers is going to start. That'll probably be a 2 to 3 week process for them to come out and construct that. So we're excited for that to kick off. The fields are being used out there by Nantucket Little League. They've expanded beyond the Delta fields. Their program has gotten so big that they needed extra field space. So they're currently using the 2 fields at Delta plus the 2 fields out in Tom Nevers. So we got those fields groomed up and tuned up for them. So it'll be great to have those with some extra use aside from just the adult softball leagues this year. Further update, just so you're all informed and can inform the public when it comes to the beach debris and everything down at Tom Nevers. This is a painstakingly slow process with the federal government. We had a meeting a few weeks ago. Myself was the Weston and Sampson engineers, other members from the town, Vince Murphy. We met with the 9 different permitting agencies that we have to deal with on this process, trying to get an emergency permit pushed through to get the debris that's on the beach off the beach. We're kind of revising our plan. The feds didn't quite see it as the emergency that we saw it to public health. Even though we're saying, look at these giant concrete structures, pretty soon if we can't get to them now, they're going to end up in the water line and potentially hidden, causing even more of a potential health risk. Because if someone doesn't know they're there, and even if we say the beach is closed, it doesn't mean someone doesn't get pushed down the beach or swims there no matter what and has an issue. So we are in the process of reworking some verbiage and pushing to try to get at minimum that debris off the beach as soon as possible through some sort of emergency action. So as I know more, I will update further. So because of that, we've kind of split the project into a couple parts. First, trying to deal with the items that are on the beach, and then we'll deal with the rest of the buried debris that was left behind from the naval base. But we thought that separating the two and trying to get the emergency order through all these permitting people would at least allow us to have that beach clean for the summer. Let's see. The other big project we've got going on is the Nobody Field expansion project. We're still working through design and some permitting stuff. We're currently awaiting some surveying results for there, but we had the Weston and Sampson soil teams come out. We did soil testing across the existing fields, plus where the new field is going to be located. Test results came back. The preliminary viewing results of the soil matrix came back while we're waiting the official results from the lab. But we're hopeful we're not going to have to completely demolish and rebuild the 2 existing fields. That we'll be able to do for some heavy core aeration and alternating top dressing between sand and good compost. Keep those fields going, which would be great because it'll be a cost savings for the town, and we won't have to take take those fields offline, which is great.
Did they give you any kind of inkling as to, I mean, I can't imagine taking 2 of those fields offline, especially in the summer and fall.
Yeah, it would definitely put us into a crunch. We're as you know, everyone well knows the school is definitely maxed out. We're assisting as best we can, with turf time as we can in the spring, in the fall. Last year, actually, the varsity girls soccer played on the turf all fall. Cyrus Pierce soccer played at the Delta fields. So if we were to not have to take the fields offline, would be fantastic, because if we were to reconstruct the fields, we would do one at a time of the existing fields in the reconstruction, because it is a 2-year growing period before you can reopen it to play. So it really would put us on a pinch and put some extra wear and tear on our existing fields. So if we can just do some top dressing with sand, compost, and keep the fields healthy and going, I think it'll be a win for us, big time.
Wow. And then can you speak to what you think might be the timeline for the new field? The expansion?
Yeah, once we're getting a little held up with getting some of the surveying results in, but it's it would be a 2-year growing period. So I'm hoping we can break ground on it this fall. I'm still very hopeful that we can get everything cleared, graded, get the drainage, irrigation system in. Depending on when we finish up, we may or may not be able to to seed or hydroseed in the fall. And so that would then probably, if we had to wait till the spring, we'd want to give 2 growing seasons before we open that for play. If we with the money we've saved, if we don't have to redo the other two fields, sodding that field might be an option, which decreases our downtime in that 2-year grow-in period. So once we get the official results on the existing fields and we know if we can, if we could potentially sod that field, we would probably prep sod in the fall. And as long as everything's taken root and looks good for that spring or following summer, we could potentially open.
Remind me what the plan is for the irrigation of that expansion.
So we're going to add an irrigation well out there, mainly because I'd like to have a backup. We've had well issues in the past at all the fields where things have gone down, and the current system there is fairly big. So we would add an additional well for this new system, but we would tie the systems together. So should one well go down, we're able to throw some valves and not lose any irrigation capabilities.
So I would imagine you're working with Mark Willett on that or not?
No, we would be drilling our own wells for. I haven't talked to Mark yet about the wells thing. We're still I'm sure at some point we'll be talking to him.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's coming, from them or not, he's got a wealth of information about the wells and the depth to get below certain layers. So I would encourage us to definitely be in communication. And I know that you probably talk to him often in your capacity anyway.
Yeah. So
questions from Nikki or Jesse?
No, I mean, that
I
was
think-
very informative. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm psyched. It's amazing. I did drive by about a week and a half ago past the tennis courts, and it's just all perfect timing. It's great. Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. So
I'll be
I'm
heading
looking
down
forward
there
to
with
that
my
opening.
racket.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
I've got to go down there. I haven't seen it. So now I've got a reason to.
Yeah, and the color
on
looks
my bike.
amazing. Being a girl, I like colors, so that color is great.
yeah, it really looks good.
It does. It looks just so different. It's and you know what?
We thought about the classic green and blue colors that like the school installed. I figured we'd do a little different. It's a little bit more muted. It doesn't quite pop like the green. Kind of. It looks great, but it's a little louder than what this is. So hopefully, for our overlookers up on the cliff, it's a little more muted down there for them.
We wouldn't want to affect their views.
Yeah,
No.
So we're definitely, it's exciting to see it come together. That's kind of the first big project completion for the Parks and Rec Department.
Right. And
Yeah,
I
it's
know
great.
that playground at Tom Nevers is going to be welcome as well.
Oh, it's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I had a picture of it here of the design, but my work computer crashed the other day, and so I've got a spare one, and all my stuff is kind of held hostage that I had on that hard drive. But it's a great structure. It's got shade cloths on it, which are hurricane rated, which would be a great for that open area out there. There's no other shade. So it's really good. If I can get a copy of it out, I'll email.
Great.
Email.
Oh,
it to
that'd
you
be great.
to see.
I'd
But
love to see it.
That would be great.
A big structure, should handle about, I think, 10 to 12 kids at a time. So it'll be a big boost to that area, which kind of had a lame playground.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
thank
coming
you,
along. We've got the funds set aside, I should say, for nobody, or when that construction happens, that's when we'll do the install of all the new playground equipment over there, and that'll be fenced in separately. After talking with my sister, who has 3 young kids, she said there's nothing more comforting than going to a playground that is fully fenced in with a gate. So as a mother of 3, she can stand in front of the gate and not have to keep an eye on all 3 at once and worry that one's taken off and running down the road.
I'm sure you will arrange a little publicity for that when the time comes as well.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Well, it's when we open as soon as that's open for the public and ready to go, we'll do a press release. Same thing with Tom Nevers. As soon as that's open, that'll be I hope we get a lot more usage out there, and it's something to bring people out to an area of the island that some people kind of forget about.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's great.
Anything else, Charlie? Or we?
I think that's it. We're in stride with all our spring sports. Summer camps are kind of trickling in as they always do. All the regulars will be there.
Good.
We're looking for a good season. Equipment wise, we're starting to get some of the Parks and Rec equipment stuff in. The first Parks and Rec truck has arrived. Then I've got to just kind of stare at it across the parking lot for a week and change. It's looking there. We just haven't had time to get the plow and the sander and everything taken off of it, and finally get it registered and everything we need to. But everything's on the way, so it's great to see the department kind of start to build out here.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very good job.
We appreciate that. It's wonderful to see all those things moving forward. And I'll thank everybody for attending. Maureen, have I missed anything?
We've covered the agenda thoroughly, so I also want to thank everybody for attending. And maybe we should consider, do you want to do it all Zoom or in
If-
person?
If
I'm
Zoom
I'm
is
here
going to get
myself.
us a quorum, then I would say that's the way we need to go.
I think next month it'll be only Zoom,
Okay.
Okay.
if I don't hear any
All right.
objections.
We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Nikki. Second.
I second.
Everybody approves, I'm
Aye.
sure. All right. Thank you again. And Dina and Charlie, thanks so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Charlie,
Thank you.
See you next
Have
month.
a nice
Thank
evening.
you.
Happy Easter.
was
Have a
great.
nice evening.
Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you as well,
You too.
Jesse.
bye.